Chef Michael Leviton got a boost in his culinary career from his mother, Roberta, herself a noted chef and cookbook author. And did he ever make the most of it? He is the chef and owner of the top-rated Lumiere in Newton, Massachusetts, plus the popular Area 4 in Cambridge and its rolling counterpart, the A4 truck.
He's also a leader among chefs committed to using locally grown ingredients and encouraging sustainable farming. Chef Michael Leviton, welcome to The Dish.
Thank you so much.
What do we got here?
We have a little bit of fall in New England. So we have a shaved Brussels sprout salad. We have some roasted carrots and roast duck with gill feather turnip puree, green olives, and preserved lemon.
I love duck. I'm so excited when any chef brings it. Tell us what we're drinking here also.
We have my favorite beer, an IPL. India Pale Lager from our friends
at an IPL. That's
Haponius Union from our friends at Jack's Abbey, which is just a couple of towns over from where we are.
I never see duck and beer paired together, but I'm sure it really is going. I'm sure I'm going to love it.
Beer is the perfect wine for so many things.
Yeah.
Cooking was not where you started out.
No.
What did you study in school?
I was studying psychology.
Psychology, but also something else, weren't you?
I took some time off from college and was programming database management systems.
Okay, so where did the fork in the road come?
I couldn't sit still. And you know, the one thing about cooking is there's not just a physical element, but the learning curve is always straight up.
Right.
I thought it was darling that I read that you would cook for people in the dorms. On a single burner.
Yeah, I had a
multi-course meals.
Yes.
How did you do all that?
You know, it's a lot of juggling, and some of it was successful, some of it wasn't, but it was better than eating in the cafeteria.
Right. Hey, did your mother have a role in starting you down that road?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
My cooking is very different from my mom's, but you know, I was very fortunate to be exposed to the idea that cooking, you can manipulate flavor and texture, and there's a whole process to it.
You were really dedicated to food sustainability.
Absolutely.
And I think it was very interesting to read that you said cheap food is killing America.
Yes.
What did you mean by that?
Well, I meant that, you know, we've gotten, as we've gotten our modern food system, we've got a lot of cheap food, which is great, but we're less healthy than we used to be, the more removed we get from the actual farm.
I mean, because you referenced even health insurance bills. Everything is going up as food gets. Americans are spending less, basically, on the food that they bring to their table.
Right. And so, you know, the idea that perhaps if we spent a little bit more raising our animals properly, raising our produce properly, there might be a little more inherent nutrition.
Well, I mean, the issue is also trying to bring costs down for people as well, that kind of food, because a lot of times that's expensive. So how do you do that? Well,
I think that you know, we need to look at as I said, the true cost of food is really the issue.
Right.
So whether it's, you know, the environment we're destroying, the health costs of eating poorly, we need to sort of look at how we can reverse that equation. And yes, good food is necessarily going to cost a bit more, but it should be cheaper in the long run.
I want to ask you about the food truck, because you went from a really fancy restaurant, then to another step, and then to the food truck. What's the difference in terms of customers, especially?
Well, you know, we're certainly reaching a different market. But the idea is that essentially what we do across all of our projects is the same basic idea of trying to bring, you know, good, healthy, simple, really tasty food to market.
What's the secret in opening, whether it's a truck or a restaurant? I mean, it's so competitive out there now.
Yeah, I think you just have to come to work every day trying to be better than you were yesterday.
All right, well, as we enjoy this beautiful meal, we want to ask you if you could pick anyone dead or alive to share this meal with, who would it be?
Who would it be?
You know, that's an incredibly tough thing. I'd want to, you know, for me, food is, I'd want a big group of people. I think food is, you know, this one thing that brings us all together, creates a conversation no matter who you've got at the table. So I honestly couldn't answer the question, but I'd want it to be a big group.
Well, your dorm room mates were certainly very lucky. I want to hand this dish over to you to sign. Chef Michael Leviton, thank you so much for joining us this morning. For more on Chef Leviton and the dish, head to our website, CBS This Morning at cbsnews.com.